Hello everyone, this is Jade, continuing with the Proud Mode playthrough, 16 to 20 for this video. Let's get started. So for this one, special attacks allowed only for level 80 or higher medals, which means it could be 5-star, it could be 6-star, but you just need to level it up to 80. Now, the concept is basically the same for a lot of these Proud Mode quests. You do want to buff and then maybe have 1 or 2 damagers that you mainly use. So you can see here my main damage dealer is Musketeer Goofy. So I would just buff with Aerial and Flounder, I'll just swipe with my other medals and then let Musketeer Goofy take care of it. Now for this one, I wasn't sure if Musketeer Goofy was gonna do enough damage, so I used Illustrated Aerith here, just because it was a magic type. And then again, buff. We're just gonna swipe. And then Musketeer Goofy will take care of that. Okay, so next, basically the same thing. 5-star or higher medals. It doesn't mean you need to level it up this time, so you could go in with level 1s if you'd like. But same concept here, buff, 1 or 2 damagers. The rest of it, usually I would just throw in on-color medals just for cleanup if I need a little bit more damage. If my main damage dealer is, you know, you have that one sliver or a bit of sliver of health for all of them and you just kind of need to swipe and take them down. Fine. Just have some for cleanup. But I was also very worried about my SP gauges. So usually I would just fill in the rest of the Keyblade with APP or AB2 plus APP because the trigger percentage is a little bit higher on those skills, so I tend to take in those types of medals rather than just a single APP skill. I think it's 2% higher for the AB2 plus APP. So there I just use Aerith for the speed one, and Goofy for the... no, not the speed. Aerith for the power, and then Goofy for the speed. And just to be on the safe side so I can just take them out. But I think usually with a 3-tier buff, it would, I think it's pretty safe that Goofy should be able to take them out. Now I was kind of worried here. I was meant to buff up Goofy a little bit more, but it seems Jack and Sally and Cloud was enough to take it out, so that was fine. Okay, next. Special attacks allowed only for 6 stars or higher medals. So again, still the same concept. I've put in racks here for APP. Waka is just in here as cleanup. And Sephiroth is in this Keyblade just so I could level up the skill. I was never actually going to make it to use Sephiroth, and he's not even on color. But yeah, I just throw in whatever medals I need to level the skills up for, and hopefully, potentially, at the end of this stage, the skill will level up. Now, of course, if you don't have Ariel and Flounder, if you do have a Sebastian, and you have maybe no cost or SB2 on him, he's also a great choice. And if not, Christmas Sora is also really good. I find if your Keyblades are leveled up enough, not the Moogle Glory, because I know a lot of free-to-play players probably don't have that leveled up yet, and that's probably the barrier right now. But Christmas Sora is actually really good, and I find with one tier, it's actually still usable and workable. So we are on stage number 19 now. Condition is only tier 3 or more boosting special attacks allowed. So that just means any medals with 3 or more orbs or dots, so just keep that in mind. So my Ariel and Flounder didn't have 3 dots on it, so I couldn't bring it in, but I still needed a buff. So I opted for Piglet. I could have used Christmas Sora. I just needed the buff, and then everything else I would have swiped with. I think Goofy would have been able to take them out with one tier buff, but just to be on the safe side, I brought in Piglet, and then again, Jack and Sally was just there so I could replenish some AP if APP decides to trigger. Now here I was getting a little bit worried, but good thing when I tapped with Sephiroth it was fine. He was a speed type and that was a magic type, so he did enough damage there. So of course, if your medals aren't as leveled up, if you have a gilted medal, I feel like it's really good to have that medal as your damage dealer. But if you don't have any gilted medals, then you would have to utilize the whole Keyblade. Just make sure that you buff and then put your hardest hitting medals on the highest multiplier slot that you have on that Keyblade, and then just fill in your next damage dealer on the other ones and just give it a try. I mean, these quests aren't going anywhere, so if you don't make it now, fine, just leave it for a bit and then come back to it later. So here's stage 20. Special attacks allowed only for medals with a special attack bonus value of 3 or more, which just means tier 3 or higher medals. So any of the medals that you can max guilt to 100% or higher. But again, I'm still just doing the same thing here. Buff my 1 damage dealer, which is Musketeer Goofy, if it's on the treasure trove. That's mainly my setup, and then I just throw in either a medal that I want to level the skill on, or, you know, most of the time APP, just so I can replenish some of my gauges. So for this one, I remembered what happened in the last stage, and so I used Jack and Sally's skill just to buff up the Goofy a little bit more, and this time he was able to take it out. Now I was getting really worried here because my gauges were running critically low, but as long as I have 4 gauges, it would still work for me. And I always have Nova to fall back on, but I'm trying my best not to use Nova. But there I just decided to finish it off with Nova. So there is the running of Proud Mode quests 16 to 20. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you have any questions about other types of setups, I have kind of run through with different setups, more F2P setups. So if you have any questions, you need any help, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!